Did you know about the notes that Ashley was sending Eminem at the time?
No, I had no clue. Eventually, I found that Eminem thought that I was the one sending them, but I didn't even know about the notes until sometime in late May of last year.
But you did like her.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've liked her ever since freshman year, but it wasn't until that one time at Marty Fine's party that we said two words to each other, and she started warming up to me.
But it was all based on a lie, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah, I guess so, but
Eminem's dad was the defense coordinator for the Franklin football team, right?
yeah. I mean, that's another thing that kept me from asking her out.
Did you know Ashley that well? Did you guys ever talk?
No, I mean, I knew him, but if you're asking if I was friends with him, I'd have to say no.
Do you know who any of his friends were?
No, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm sure he had a few friends.
How many is a few?
I don't know, a couple, maybe, something like that. Why is this important?
I just want to set something straight for my record. Let's try this. Did the names Paisley War and Mercedes Perez ring a bell?
I think I know who they are, yeah.
Were they friends with Ashley?
I'm sorry, but I just don't really see why this is important. Why don't you ask them if they were friends with Ashley?
I already have, and can you please just answer the question?
You know what, Mary Ellen, I think we need to talk.
Okay.
And Ty, you just sit tight. We'll be right back. I have to ask, what's important about this question?
I'm trying to prove a point.
And what would that point be?
I'm trying to prove that maybe Ashley was also picked on because of his friends and not just his advances on Eminem. And if I can get Ty to say that, well, then I'll have a popular person's opinion on the record.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're really trying to get his opinion. It sounds like you're trying to force him to give your opinion. You know you're already on thin ice here. You better be careful.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
It better not.
Sorry, Ty.
It's alright. But look, my answer to your question earlier is still I don't know. Okay? I like to think I'm a little bit smarter than most football players get credit for, but I didn't know Ashley or any of his friends.
It's all right. The question's not really that important. You mentioned earlier that Marty Fine threw a party that Friday night.
Yeah, he did.
Did Marty Fine throw a lot of parties?
I mean, whenever he could.
Can you describe what a typical Marty Fine party was like, for the record?
I mean, I don't know what exactly I can say. They weren't quite G-rated parties.
Ty, I'd like to remind you that we can't say anything to anyone about this. We have a strict code of silence regarding this matter.
Well, putting it mildly, Marty's parties were pretty out of control.
Meaning what?
Well, I mean, his parents would always be out of town, so there'd be lots of music blaring. I mean, sometimes he'd have a live band. The house would be packed. I mean, lots of people, most of them drinking.
And by drinking, I assume you mean beer.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes harder stuff, too. I mean, things wouldn't stop there, though.
Please elaborate.
Marty's sort of a celebrity around school, you know? You're a junior, right?
Yeah.
Have you read The Great Gatsby yet in English?
Yeah, we just finished it.
Marty's not unlike Gatsby. Everyone knows him. He throws the best parties. He's friends with all the right people. The list goes on and on. Probably the biggest similarity, though, is how they got their power.
I don't follow.
Gatsby sold liquor when it was harder for people to get their hands on. The state is really cracking down on teen drug use, and Marty is like the last real supplier for users in the area.
Marty was a drug dealer?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he still is.
Why would he deal drugs?
He liked to see people on this stuff. I mean, he liked the feeling of him being in charge, being in control. He would give you some weed and he'd watch you freak out if you hadn't done it before.
Marty dealt marijuana?
Yeah, among other things.
What other things would he deal? Cocaine, ecstasy?
Yeah, well, ecstasy was his main product, actually. People call it X. He sold it in these really little, tiny pills.